Hello students and viewers. So in this chapter we are going to learn types of DNA. So now see, in nature DNA can forms three structures or three types we can say. So these types are A form or A type of DNA, B type of DNA and Z type of DNA. So there are A, B and Z type of DNA are present. Now, on the basis of what or which structure or which condition which makes the DNA different from one another, right? So depending on the hydration level, see, this is very important characteristic I can say. Depending on what? Hydration level is nothing but what? Water condition, H2O. So student, please do remember there are total 20 water molecules. They are present per nucleotide, right? So these are 20 water molecules. They are present within this per nucleotide base pairing. So depending on this hydration level or depending on this water molecule, the type of DNA exists, right? Another point is DNA sequences. How DNA sequences are there. So depending on that also the type of DNA is made. Right. Next, amount and direction of supercoiling. How they are going to coil. Right. In which direction. So depending on that again these types are, right? And then chemical modification of bases, how they are chemically modified. So depending on this, so see, first characteristic of depending on the water molecule, depending on the DNA sequences which are present in them, then amount and direction of supercoiling, right? And chemical modification of these bases. So depending on these four characteristics, these types or the structure of DNA are made. So how many structure are there or the types of DNA are there? A, B and Z type of DNA are there. Total how many? Three types of DNAs are there, right? Now see the next structure. So here I have given you this structure, right? So let me take this pointer. So here you can see this is the right handed. Okay, these are moving right handly. Okay, if your thumb, you can just imagine your take your right hand and just move it, right? So likewise these two strands of DNA, they are moving in a right handed manner, right? Same like bDNA also, they are moving in a right hand direction, right? So only the difference is this aDNA, it is closely they are present, whereas bDNA, this coiling is there apart, right? Same, they are right handed. And if you are see in a circular fashion, again you can see all these nitrogenous bases, they are moving apart from each other, whereas in the bDNA they are coming close to each other in a circular pattern, right? In case of zDNA, you can see zDNA, you are observing somewhat zigzag like manner. Okay, which word I'm using? Zigzag, right? Which word? Zigzag, right? So in this zigzag manner they are present. So here it is a left handed, this DNA is left handed DNA, right? These both, they are right handed DNA. Please remember, A form and B form, they are right handed, right? They are helical in structure, helical, right? Whereas ZDNA, it is zigzag. You can observe here somewhat this structure, zigzag pattern, right? So in a Z manner they are present, zigzag manner. So this type, it is called as what? Z type of DNA, right? Next come to a explanation of each of this DNA. Now see here A form of DNA. So A DNA is right-handed. Just I have explained this. This is right-handed and which is made up of deoxyribonucleotides. Okay. It is made up of what? Deoxyribonucleotide. And it appears when relative humidity. Okay, relative humidity is nothing but what? Humidity, the moisture content which is present within the environment. That is nothing but what? Relative humidity, right? So it is, if it is RH is less than 75%, then A form of DNA will be there. So mostly of when the in environment there is relative humidity is more than this 75, so this below this relative humidity below the 75% is very less, right? So rarely this type of DNA is going to form, right? So hence it is written rarely present in normal physiological condition, means rarely this form of DNA appears or exists in a nature, right? Next characteristic, two strands of a DNA are anti-parallel. So obviously one one strand is moving from 5 prime to 3 prime, and the another strand is moving from 3 prime to 5 prime. So likewise they are anti-parallel to each other, right? And they are not symmetrical. They are not exactly look like similar, both the strands. Hence they are called as what? No, non-symmetrical, or we can say asymmetrical type. The next characteristic here, the molecule is asymmetrical is because the glycosidic bond. Please always do remember, in my previous lecture also I have explained you what is glycosidic bond and in which in between whom this glycosidic bond is present, right? So because of glycosidic bonds of base pair are not diametrically opposite to each other, right? So therefore major grooves and minor grooves can be observed in each turn. So glycosidic bond, the bond which is present between sugar and nucleotide base. Okay, see my next slide. So here you can see the glycosidic bond. Here you can see. So glycosidic bond present between whom? This is the sugar and this green in color which is a nitrogenous basis. Right. So the bond which is present between whom? Present between sugar, right, and the present between nitrogenous bases. The green color and pink color. Okay, pink colored what? It is a sugar. So it is 5 carbon containing sugar, right? Pentose sugar. So this is ribose or deoxyribose, right? So in a DNA we called it as what? Deoxyribose. In case of RNA we call this sugar as ribose sugar, right? So the bond which is present between sugar and nitrogenous bases, this bond is called as what? Glycosidic bond. And the glycosidic bond is not uh, diametrically symmetrical to other glycosidic bond, right? Means the bond between this strand is not exactly similar or placed parallel to the bond between this. Okay, and hence they are non-symmetrical. They are not present, right? Hence our sentence is what? See here. This glycosidic bond of a base pair are not diametrically opposite to each other, right? And therefore major and minor grooves can be observed in each turn. So as they are not present, here we are observing major as well as minor groove. Okay, please do remember glycosidic bond present between nitrogenous bases and sugar, whereas phosphodiester bond they are present between phosphate group and sugar, right? Now, the one turn of helix consists of 11 base pair with a length of 2.86 nanometer. So, in a one helix, in a one turn, how many nitrogenous bases are there? 11. 11 base pairs are present in A type of DNA. Please remember, you have to differentiate between A, B and Z type of DNA, in which you have to remember the length of each turn along with the nitrogenous bases which are present within this turn, right? So, in a one turn of A type of DNA, how many base pairs are present? 11 base pairs are present in, and length is 2.86 nanometer. So, this is the length of this one ton of A type of DNA, right? Next, the backbone of A DNA is formed by sugar and phosphates. Okay, so obviously it is whatever we have seen in a previous lecture. The backbone is made up of what? This is the backbone which is made up of sugar plus phosphate, right? Pentose sugar plus phosphate group, and that are linked continuous using phosphodiester bond. So in my previous slide also I have shown you this is the phosphodiester bond, right? And these two they made, let me take another pen, which two? This phosphate and this sugar, they made this backbone. Okay, or we can say this is the strand of what? DNA. This is the backbone of DNA, this sugar as well as phosphate, right? Now see the next, the all the nitrogenous bases are at the center, at the core center of the helix. Hydrogen bonds between nitrogenous bases allow the molecule to exhibit the double helix structure. Okay, so because of these hydrogen bonds, the nitrogenous bases as well as the strand of the DNA, they hold together, right? And because of which they exhibit or they can express their helical structure. Okay, because of whom? Because of hydrogen bond which is present between the nitrogenous bases. So as I have explained you this adenine is having two hydrogen bonds which is paired with T, right? Whereas cytosine has three hydrogen bonds connected with guanine, right? So these two hydrogen bond and three hydrogen bond, right? So hydrogen bonds they are present between these nitrogenous bases, right? Now next characteristic, helix width of a DNA is 2.3 nanometer. Okay, so width of a DNA is 2.3 nanometer. Please do remember, wherever I am saying the length, you have to remember the length as well as the width of this A type of DNA. So A type of DNA length per turn is 2.86, whereas the width of this ADN is 2.3 nanometer, right? So overall ADNA is wider than the more commonly found BDNA. So please remember ADNA is wider, right? So in my very first slide I have shown you here, you can see this is wider, right? So hence we are observing what? This is the gap. Let me change the color so that you will get it, right? So here you can see this is the gap which is present in between, right? So here also you can see this is the total gap which is present, whereas here we are in case of this B type of DNA, we are not observing any gap, right? Here there is no gap. You can see this is the circular image where there is no any gap. So here you can observe this is the gap between them, right? Next, B form of DNA. So here you can see in a B form of DNA is right-handed. Yes, this is the same character as like the A form. Okay, A form also right-handed DNA. Please remember, B form also a right-handed double helix, which was discovered by Watson and Crick based on X-ray diffraction pattern. So during the discovery, this by this Watson and Crick scientists, they formed or they observed, they this made this type of DNA, that is B form of DNA. So usually the DNA which we are observing, that is a B form of DNA, or whatever it is in a textbook or any reference book, whatever the type of DNA which is we are observing in case of Watson and Crick model, or any by learning any type of DNA, we are observing the DNA, that is a B form of DNA, right? Now, it is the common form of DNA exists under normal physiological condition. Okay. So earlier in case of A type of DNA, what we have learned, when the relative humidity is below the 75%, then A form of DNA is exists. Right. So that was the condition in case of A type of DNA. Here in case of B type of DNA, it is exists under normal physiological condition, right? So it is commonly occurring form of DNA. B DNA is commonly occurring form of DNA which is occur or which is exists under normal physiological condition. Now next characteristic, double strands of B DNA run in opposite direction. So obviously they are anti-parallel to each other. The structure is asymmetrical with major grooves and minor grooves. So why it is asymmetrical? Because the glycosidic bond, they are not exactly opposite to each other, right? And hence we are observing major and minor groove, right? Now, so in 1 ton there are 10 base pairs. In case of A, how many we are observed? 11. Here in case of B, it is 10 base pairs with the length of 3.4 nanometer. There was in case of A, it was 2.8, right? Here it is length is 3.4 nanometer. The distance between adjacent deoxyribose nucleotides is 0.34 nanometer. Okay, how much distance between two nitrogenous bases? It is 0.34 nanometer. So same as A DNA, the backbone of B DNA is also formed. Yes, sure. The backbone of B DNA is also formed of sugar as well as phosphate group, right? So that are linked continuous using phosphodiester bond, and the core region consists of nitrogenous bases. So these characteristics again similar. See, these characteristics of A and B DNA, they are similar except the base pair which are present in a 1 ton. The length is also different and the distance between two nitrogenous bases is different. Okay, that is only the difference between A and B, right? So two strands again held by hydrogen bonds between nitrogenous bases. The helix width of B DNA is 2 nanometer, right? So here in previous, here the width was larger. In this 2 nanometer is only the width, and B DNA is narrower than A DNA, right? A DNA is wider as the width is larger, right? And here B DNA width is less, that is 2 nanometer, and hence this is the narrower than A type of DNA. Now the next last third form of DNA is Z form of DNA. So here see, in my very first slide I have explained you, this is left-handed double helix structure. Okay. First two, they are right-handed. Now this is third one, which is left-handed DNA. It has very different structure when compared with A and B DNA, right? So how they are different from A and B, right? So it has a zigzag appearance of backbone, allows it to be distinguished from other form of DNA, right? So as I have explained you, zigzag type of or zigzag appearance of backbone. In case of previous A and B, there appears like this, right? There appears like this. In case of A and B, In case of this Z, it's going to appear in a Z manner, zigzag. Okay, right? So hence this form of DNA is called as what? Z form of DNA. Okay, zigzag appearance of backbone, right? The helix width is 1.8 nanometer. Okay, in case of this B form, how much width we have observed? 2. Okay, here you can see 2 nanometer of the width. This is right. In case of this, it is only 1.8 nanometer. See, 1.8. It's very smaller, narrower, or you can see the narrowest among the three types. Right. So wider is A, then narrower is B, and narrowest is Z. Okay. The structure consists of major and minor grooves. The one turn of zDNA has 12 base pairs. How many? 12. In case of A, there were 11. In case of B, there were 10. And in case of Z, there are 12. Right? And the length is 4.56 nanometer. Right? Now, again see the length between two nitrogenous bases, they are 0.37 nanometer, right? And the rest of the characteristics, they are similar to these previous two. That is hydrogen bonds, they are hold together two strands, right? Then ZDNA is difficult to be observed since it is unstable, right? So rare is A, most commonly observed is B, and this is again it is unstable, hence it is difficult to observe. See, why it is difficult to observe? Because it is unstable, right? It is always going to modify, it's always going to denature, renature. It is unstable one, and hence it is very difficult to observe this type of DNA. So it may take part in expression, regulation of some genes, or in genetic recombination. So it can be found in bacteria, eukaryotes, and viruses, right? So in some viruses, they require zDNA binding protein for pathogenesis, right? So during this Z type of DNA, Z DNA binding proteins should be there. Pathogenesis means while causing any disease, particular disease. So during that Z DNA binding proteins are required, and hence in some viruses these Z type of DNA is present. Now, see, this is the altogether I have placed the difference between B, A and Z type of DNA. So here you can see strand. These are again altogether all these anti-parallel to each other, right? Then type of helix is first two A and B, they are right-handed, whereas Z is left-handed, right? Overall shape is long and narrow, B type. Okay, this is the most commonly occurring. This type of DNA is most commonly. A is very rare, right? And Z is again, as it is unstable, okay, it is not again occurring. Then this is short and wide. Okay, A type of DNA we are saying wider. Because why it is wider? Because see, the diameter is this. Hence this word is there, wide, right? Then ZDNA is elongated and narrower. Why again narrower? Because again width is very uh, less, hence it is narrower, right? Then base pair, see, in case of B only 10 nitrogenous bases are there, in case of A only 11, and in case of Z 12 base pairs are there, nitrogenous base pairs, right? Then distance between two bases, so distance between two bases in case of B, okay, Watson and Crick model, just recall, you can observe here 0.34 nanometer of distance between two base pairs, right? In case of A, it is 0.23 nanometer. In case of Z, the distance between them is 0.38 nanometer, right? So distance is more in Z type of DNA, right? Then turn of helix, right? Length of helix, length of per turn, I can say. So 3.4 nanometer, Then in case of A, it is 2.8. See, it's very shorter, and 4.56. See how lengthy this one is. Okay, so ZDNA turn is longer than rest of these two, B and A, right? So again here it is helical diameter. B DNA has diameter of 2, 2.3 diameter is present helical diameter in A, whereas A 1.8, it's very narrowest of Z type of DNA, right? Then this is the tilt or inclination of base pair to the axis. Okay, so how inclinedly they are present to the axis. So 1 prime, 20 prime, and this 9 prime, right? Uh, this this present within this. So likewise, we have seen the difference between A, B, A, and Z type of DNA. So by remembering this difference also, you can write your answers, right? So likewise, I have explained you the types of structure as well as the types of DNAs. So thank you very much.